Thanks for joining us here on News Channel 25 WVTT. I'm Alexa Olson. This is Twin Tiers Evening News. Jeff Androlonis is off tonight. The big story tonight on Twin Tiers Evening News, New York State Senator Catherine Young came to the Olean Rotary Club today to speak at their luncheon. She focused on ways New York can bring its economy up. WVTT's Valerie Tysander was there, and she has all the details for us tonight.
Hi Alexa, it was actually less of a speech and more of a conversation. Members in the audience would ask questions and Senator Young would give her answer as to what she thought was going on in the New York State government. Take a listen. Senator Catherine Young chose to make her speech at the Olean Rotary Club today less of a speech and more of an opportunity to answer questions local residents may have about what's going on economically in New York State. One man asked about hydraulic fracking and whether it would be legalized in New York.
In my district, we are the home of the oil and gas industry in New York State.
Senator Young says the gas industry has long been a staple part of the New York economy.
The oil and gas industry pumps about, last I checked, about $500 million into our economy, so it's a big part of our local economy.
The issue continues to be controversial, and the decision of whether or not fracking will be allowed has been pushed back another year.
I believe that there could be some really significant economic benefits. They do it safely in other states. You have to make sure that you do it safely, that there's enough oversight, but I think that it could be done, and so we'll see what the governor does on it. Yes.
Is there any movement on relieving some of the mandates from our...
But the senator touched on many topics, not just fracking. She spoke about Interstate 86 and the rough driving conditions. She says that in order to increase the local economy, we need an efficient means to get to and from larger cities.
Some of our local companies across my district, not just here, but in Chautauqua County, for example, have been sold from local ownership to a national or international company.
And another interesting point that I thought Senator Young made was about the young people. She said that they're crucial to New York's economy, and she says that right now, New York's biggest export is young people. In the WVTT Digital Newsroom, I'm Valerie Tysander. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Valerie. Now, for more on this story, you can go to our website. It's WVTTnews.com and search Rotary Club. Last week, the Southern Tier Regional Drug Task Force and the New York State Police Community Narcotics Enforcement Team arrested a Tennessee man on a warrant issued by New Hudson Town Court. 21-year-old Jared Poulin was also arraigned on multiple other warrants, including one in Cuba, New York. Poulin faces multiple charges, including criminal possession of methamphetamine and fifth-degree criminal possession of controlled substances. He's being held without bail in Allegheny County Jail. Another break-in at Buchanan Brothers Pharmacy in Eldred. State police are looking for an unknown burglar who busted the glass in the pharmacy's front window early Monday morning and stole prescription meds. Another burglar has made off with pills several weeks ago. Police are hoping someone with information comes forward. Some women in St. Louis are ready to point, aim, and fire if faced with an attacker, but their weapon of choice isn't a gun. Instead, they're turning to a common household product to protect themselves. Ann Allred reports.
It's barely $7, but it makes Joy Gridnick Christensen feel a whole lot safer.
And we keep it right here so that if you came to the counter where I would be with the cash register, I would just put this on you and zap you right in the face.
As owner of the Fountain on Locust,
I'll dip up some ice cream.
She's armed all her employees with wasp spray in case of an attacker. And she's not the only St. Louisan using this self-defense tactic. South County resident Carol Dickinson hasn't left home without it since buying a can about a month ago.
I keep a can of wasp spray in my car in the console where the cup holder is.
Her friend sent her an email suggesting she try it.
I can't shoot a gun, but I can shoot wasp spray.
Having a gun makes you have all kinds of other issues and responsibilities.
And these women say it's how the spray shoots that appeals to them.
And it shoots farther than pepper spray, so that was the advantage.
Wasp spray goes 20 feet, and you can really direct it at somebody, and that really brings them down. Mace, I think you have to be a little closer, and the person could actually get the mace and put it on you.
People are paying top dollar for Buffalo Sabres tickets due to this year's shortened season, and someone is using a popular website to scam buyers. 4 people have fallen victim to a man they describe as clean-cut and not suspicious who's been selling tickets on Craigslist. In all the cases, the victims met the man, gave him $150 for 4 tickets, and were told they could pick up their tickets at the will call window at First Niagara Center. The man, who uses the name John Bradley, is being described as in his late 20s, tall and thin, with dark hair and a well-groomed beard. Police, the Sabres, and the Better Business Bureau warns fans that they should never buy tickets this way from strangers. Hackers took over the official Twitter for the fast food chain Burger King for about 90 minutes yesterday. The online tricksters changed the account name and images to imitate McDonald's, claiming the company was sold to its competitor and tweeting a series of inappropriate messages. Twitter temporarily suspended the account, which is now back to normal with about 50,000 new followers. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that OfficeMax and Office Depot are talking about combining their companies. The newspaper, citing unidentified people familiar with the matter, said Monday that talks are an advanced stage and an announcement could come as early as this week. Representatives of both companies declined to comment, but the office supply business is very competitive. Staples is a big player, along with Amazon and big discount stores such as Costco and Walmart. By spring, North Union Street in Olean will be bathed in a new light. The Public Works Department is taking bids for 20 new light poles at an estimated cost of $25,000. The money will be taken from the city's 2012-2013 budget. The 20 light poles being replaced between the railroad tracks on North Union and Main Street were put up nearly 70 years ago and have the most damage from the area's weather. As the threat of fiscal sequestration looms, U.S. Congressman Tom Reed tells WVTT that the House has done its part to pass reasonable budget measures, but the White House and the Senate are the source of the delay, and for him, a source of frustration.
The White House was the original party to suggest this resolution, and now we are here where we are at. And I believe that the House has acted responsibly. We have passed 2 budgets or 2 plans to replace these budgetary cuts with a more precise and better way of applying these necessary cuts to spending that we need to do. And yet we have seen nothing from the White House except rhetoric, and truly nothing out of the Senate in regards to a replacement package.
And due to that budget sequestration that's playing out in Washington right now, Fort Drum in New York could see 150 jobs get cut. A pullback on the military is the reason that those 150 jobs with a defense contractor called Din Corp International are being cut. The positions that are in danger are members of the RESET program. Those in the program work on the maintenance of Black Hawk helicopters. Now, according to officials, the pullback will be gradual starting in April, but RESET is expected to go from a group of 220 to a group of only 70 by midsummer. Those jobs will be moving out of New York to Fort Bragg in North Carolina and Fort Campbell in Kentucky. According to the latest reports released today by the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania, a total of $469 million in fees, fines, and restitution last year was collected and dispersed to local counties and municipalities from the magisterial district and common pleas criminal courts throughout the state. Now, according to Chief Justice of Pennsylvania Ronald Castile, the collection of court-ordered financial sanctions is important, not just in terms of dollars, but also in restoring victims' lives and enforcing the rule of law. And tonight, the Department of Environmental Protection announced that it will invest more than $18.7 million in watershed protection projects intended to improve watersheds and stormwater runoff. The DEP Secretary Mike Kranzer says that protecting the waters of the Commonwealth is key to the DEP's mission. Now, locally, there are 2 areas in the Twin Tiers getting some money for environmental projects. In McKean County, it'll be Lily Bridge Creek and Rock Run. That'll be receiving over $280,000. And in Potter County, it is the Pine Creek watersheds, and they'll be receiving $99,000 from the DEP. More to come. This is Twin Tiers Evening News.